Not my dance. I think I have to pass on your idea of building a deck using the least used cards. Like, the least used cards are just all real bad. Although I guess if you're gonna let me pick and choose from the 0 and 1%ers, maybe there's something we could do here. But like most of these cards clocking it at 0%. It's not great. Yeah, Steggy Boy's low. To the person that commented on getting hit with a block of ads right at the start of the stream, basically the entire point of me doing a starting soon loading screen is so I can front load running ad time over not content. So if I don't do a loading screen and run ads at the start, I have to run ads like 10 minutes into the stream, which seems silly. So instead I just do a starting soon screen and then I run a bunch of ads while the starting soon screen is still up. And then that lets me kind of push out and manage it better. The way the Twitch contract works, you just have to average 3 minutes of ads run to the amount of time that you stream. It doesn't actually count like how many people are there while you do it. So running a technical 3-minute ad block to almost no one counts towards that ratio, which is silly, but it's how the system works. Yeah, I feel like, we talked about this before, but Captain Marvel definitely feels like she's at the top of the list of things that should have gotten her buff undone. I think Gamora has just been like appropriately power crept at this point. She's not quite as strong as the other options. It's like, why would you play Gamora when you could Professor X, I think is kind of that. Ewok, thank you for the almost 4 years. Welcome back. Chaos Hat coming in hot for the 15 months before we fired up. Dan Hip builder out. We could do that. So I could search for Dan Hips in the deck editor. Deadbolt, or not my dance. Do you have any other idea for something to do? You can stew on it for a little bit. If you prefer it, I can start with the Dan Hip build. Don't call me a hipster. Yep. I don't mind doing build arounds, but things are a little bit too convoluted or tough. White Queen. White Queen's just not really a playable card. You're fine if I prioritize anything with a less than 1% rate. Yeah, I think I can swing that. That gives me less than 1%'s a good range. This is latest patch. Yep. It is infinite. Yeah. How the mighty have fallen. Should we just dork around with I almost want to try and build Darkhawk stature and see if that could be a thing. I think that probably covers it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna build Darkhawk stature. Because actually, one of the interesting things that the Darkhawk change did is that Silver Samurai shouldn't likely discard Blackhawk anymore, which is nice. It might be bad, but I haven't played anything like this in a little bit. So let's see if we can make it work, eh? I don't think I want to do Ghost Rider stuff. I think Silver Samurai is probably going to be the only self-discard. I think we just play these two with Stature. Honestly, maybe be a goose deck still. I think we probably play Rogue for the sake of tagging opposing. What's his names? Yeah, Jeff's a generically good card we can play. Being able to pull Mobius off is good. It's a good generic tech card too. Do you need Korg and Rock Slide if Darkhawk starts at that much power? Maybe. I think I don't want to do a bunch of 4s like Miss Marvel because I think I'd like to try and not be a Zabu deck. Looking at this, I feel like I probably want to flesh out the bottom end of the curve. I might also want something else to do with Stature on the last turn of the game. One of the Stature actually works well with the new Darkhawk still, because you can curve Black Bolt into Hawk Stature on the last turn. We could play Nico with maybe we only need these two if Darkhawk starts at 4. Yeah, Dakin's another good pile of stats with Samurai. I like Dakin. I don't know that I like X23. I think X23 is not quite good enough. I think X23 is not quite good enough in a world where you're not destroying it ever. I don't hate the idea of Nico. Nico's good with copying Dakin too, periodically. We have Korg already as something to eat / demon. So we just need like one more cheap effect at the bottom end of the curve. Could play either, I think there's too much Mobius in the format to play Spider-Ham right now. But could play like Iceman. Another good cheap card we don't mind throwing away. Hood's the go-to thing. I don't think I want to play... You know, I guess we could play Hood and then put Killmonger in as an extra way to clear Dakin. I don't hate Killmonger in this metagame because he does clear. He clears what's his face, the Thanos stones. I don't need to look at this. It's like mostly good Marvel Snap cards. We have the 2 packages that like fell off the face of the earth. And like some other reasonable interaction. You getting a chance to play Kill Daddy is obviously a good excuse. You want to try and Wog, Mystique, Onslaught into Galactus. You know what I want. Thank you, Red. Appreciate it. Big Galactus. Okay. And then Red wants Galactus. Cool. All right. Yeah, let's give it a try. Let's fire it up. This is at least cohesive, right? Cosmo for tech over Rogue. I think I want Rogue for trying to tag like opposing Mobius is, as opposed to Stop Stitcher. And like Cosmo, we have a lot of odd reveals, so I don't think I want Cosmo. I've been meaning to try more darkhawk stuff. I hadn't realized it had fallen as low as it fell. I was kind of a little surprised to see it all the way at the bottom end of the play right there. Yeah, Rogue gives you counterplay. Having ongoing interaction right now is good, I think. It's fine. If your big Galactus deck is good, Brilliance will probably just play it for a little bit extra time. What do you think is better, Darkhawk or Ronin? I think Darkhawk is definitely better than Ronin still. A piece of candy. Killmonger is good for when we get to double Dakin as well. Doubling Dakin is genuinely one of my favorite things to do in Marvel Snap. Yeah, I think I remember to take like 1 or 2 more deck submissions. They fold up quick this morning, but definitely still some space. Which decks without Mockingbird can you recommend right now? I mean, Thanos without Mockingbird is still very, very good. Genuinely, doubling Dakin, I think, is one of my favorite things to do in Snap. Love that effect. A Skilled Theory, thanks for the deck submission. Socratic, thank you as well. Tumalaka, that sounds good. So we'll go this here, we'll go this here. That's disappointing. I think it's this. I think it's this. So I need to try and play for priority here, so that way they can't Goliath us on the last turn. And naturally they had a... Yeah! We won the priority flip, gamers. Sick. We're actually exactly tied. We're up 11, they're up 11. They hit Blob off the stupid time stone. Genuinely, the more I see the time stone change play out, the more I think it's actually a buff. I think the time stone change is one of Second Dinner's biggest misses in a while. He get fragged by a Shang-Chi. Is he in here? He's not. Oh, it wasn't the time stone. It was they had +1 from hope. You're totally right. It wasn't time stone. It was +1 from hope. Good shout. I have to decide, am I playing around them playing a big thing, or am I playing around them Shang-Chiing me? Because this plays around Shang-Chi, but this plays around big thing. Alright, sometimes lucky, rubber ducky.
Victory.
I think the biggest thing about the time stone change for the Thanos deck is the time stone change makes the Thanos deck easier to play because it's now objectively correct to just play your time stone on curve as opposed to having to wait for it on later turns. Chat, we beat the best deck in the format with our brew on the first try. Deck's perfect, no notes. No notes, see you on YouTube, yep. Maybe we will. Let's play another. We have a couple of good sets with this. This will definitely make a good highlight. Like, this deck is playing cards people like. So if it's even remotely serviceable, it would be an excellent candidate for that. Up to 800 people in here already. So folks bright and early. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of front page juice. That makes sense. Welcome to anybody lurking from the front page. I was saying, usually get past that, but 820 minutes is pretty quick. If you buy a new variant for a card, you can automatically create a custom card for it. You have to upgrade it to infinite ones. You could automatically create a custom card for it with different borders, but you won't currently be able to move any of your splits over to it. But in a future version of the custom card tool, you'll be able to transfer your splits across variants on the same character. This is a really slick hand. We have Korg on 1 to disrupt them by putting a rock in their deck. And then, I was just saying, our hand was already great, but now we have Dakin into 2 Dakins into double Silver Samurai U, double Black Bolt U. And the Jeff here should ensure that we have priority going into turn 3 so they can't get rid of Sinister London on us. 2 games, 2 double Dakins in a row. Coincidence? Okay, a little bit sad that I can't double the Silver Samurai. Hopefully, actually, if we find Kill Daddy, we'll actually be able to triple up the Dakins, yeah? Because we'll double the shard. We'll still at least be able to double each of them when we Samurai here. Goose at the big house. I have generated randomly, they played it in London. Which is lucky for us. If they had if they had goosed everywhere, that would have been very unfortunate. Did they just copy a Mysterio? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so if I move this Jeff, I could do this, and then I'll have 1 board space open. And I don't know that this is the right play, but it's the sweet play, so I'm gonna make it. I just want my Dakins to be huge. More! Alright, so every time a Maramasa shard is destroyed, both Dakins double their power. And we have priority here, so I don't have to worry about Cosmo or whatever. Yeah, unfortunately they didn't snap us back on one, so we have to play more games. But we do have large jackets here at least. Shadow King could get us, yeah. But honestly, even with Shadow King, we're gonna get to play a bunch of demons on the last turn, yeah? I am glad we had priority, gamers. Bye, Frank. Victory. Arbor's a good one to be aware of. That's one we'll have to play around when we're trying to killmonger our things. Hey, thanks for hanging out, Tyrion. I love this deck invariant, by the way. This build's got a lot of sweet pieces of art in it. That location's not stellar for us, but there's also a good chance that they can't get into it either. Oh, we have Jeff. Our baby land shark can slip into the sanctum. You hate the Mockingbird variant? It's actually my favorite one. I skipped the what's it called dispute on that one. I'm gonna do this because if I peel deck it, it's really good. I push butting into. Sunspot, I think, implies that the opponent's playing the Moon Girl build of Mockingbird here, most likely. Do a Man-Thing recommendation. Yeah, actually, tomorrow's Best Decks video is going to have a Man-Thing deck in it. We played it a little bit on stream yesterday. You can check it out on my Dex profile here.
This just in.
Confirmed Moon Girl Gaming. I have priority here. I think I just need to murder the Sunspot while the murder is guaranteed because they're an armor deck. And this copies Killmonger back to my hand, so it leaves us flexibility to murder a demon again later still. Ooh, actually, with this draw, am I supposed to... The Silver Samurai is actually not appealing here now, right? I think I was going to play another Killmonger out. We can get armor, but if we don't get armor, we're just in an incredible spot, yeah? Oh, Rogue would die to Samurai. Yeah, I don't know why my brain is bad. Yeah, I totally could have Samurai. I was thinking I didn't want to lose this or this, but yeah, we totally coulda, shoulda. When you're looking at my decks on Untapped, you need to remember to click over to Conquest. Once we hit Infinite on the ladder, that's typically the format we play. Oh, I could have undone. Yeah, I don't know. This is fine. That'll be okay. Yeah, we should have done this. Could have done this into better stuff. We're probably still okay with the Jeff. Good chance the real Mysterio's middle, so I'm not winning Kiln though. Yes, that's true. Viewer deck days, the deck tracker is a little awkward. Man, this would have been so much better if I would have played this on 4. Darkhawk is 10. So they have 4 somewhere on the board, and we assume this is +2. So I'm currently down. We assume that they have 6 more than they're showing, which means if we go to a tiebreaker, they're at 8-17 currently, and I'm at 13. So if I do this and add 16, I go to 29. If they're at 17, I'm going to 29. They would need to add 13 points to the board. I don't think they could add 13 points, chat. I guess I could have like She-Hulk plus armor. It has to be exactly She-Hulk armor. Well, they could Shauna us. Yeah, I'm fine eating it to Shauna. Come on, give me. She-Hulk armor could happen too, but you're right, they could totally Shauna us. Yeah, GG opponent. I messed up. I should have Samurai on 4, and then we would have had a Killmonger at the end. Although I guess we probably would have had priority, yeah? Close. Yeah, if we would have had Goliath, one of the many spots where having Goliath is obviously very, very good. We're gonna play some more of this. I'm having fun. We had a close set. We're gonna tap some ads before we do. We'll see you in 120 seconds where we play some more Darkhawk Stature. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. How do I get the second kill? I'm gonna add Nico on 2. What's the Man-Thing deck? You can find my decks on Untapped. Make sure you click over to Conquest at the top. That's what we were playing yesterday. YouTube gamers, if you're watching over there, don't forget to tap the like button on the stream. Appreciate you watching. Diverted an infinite ticket with, gold ticket with this one? I think I might be. I still got 10 of them. Opens in less than 2 weeks. I think this deck probably doesn't have any super polarized bad matchups. Might be a little bit underpowered overall, but I don't know if there's anything we're queuing and we're like, oh, just can't win now. Got a good range of tech cards. Not only is Rogue good against Tribunal, but Silver Samurai and even Black Bolt could be really good in that matchup. But Silver Samurai on curve has a good chance of taking their Iron Man away, which means their total power output range goes down significantly. So you're right that we'd never compete with Tribunal in terms of raw power output, but we have a good, meaningful number of ways to disrupt their raw power output. And the Rock Slide and the Korg are also good there for disrupting their consistency. Yeah, you can take Mystique too with the Samurai. Silver Samurai is a... We played a Silver Samurai Mockingbird deck yesterday with Swarm, and I was actually really impressed with the disruptive capabilities of Samurai in a lot of the games that we played. Which is very impressive. Snap. They've done nothing so far, too. I think our hand's pretty reasonable. It's Rock Slide, break up their draw a little bit. We have Samurai, discard the Rogue. We have Stature plus others the next turn. That was a little scary, but they just lost their Modoc. That's unfortunate. Well, I suppose we're no longer playing Silver Samurai. That Kitty Pride just went through the ringer, gamers. They're next gonna end with... There's gonna be 14 power at the end of all this. Actually, if I assume we're gonna be able to win here... What do we think of just doing this, so that way this ends up on 16 power? Yeah, I think that's the play. It's not the Korg I wanted for Christmas, but I think we're probably still a favorite here. They've discarded Modoc, Swarm, Helicarrier, so even if Hela was the last card in their hand here, we should have a pretty good shot. Oh, they did also brick a draw for us with the Helicarrier, yeah. This Darkhawk is huge.
Victory.
Hey, Kieran. Not an ideal game for us, but things came together well. Disrupted the opponent a little bit. Their pixel monstrosity. A lot of people are on Dracula and Helicarrier together. Are both of them good enough to make up for their anti-synergy? I assume so. I genuinely just don't have a ton of experience with the discard deck. But you are correct in that most of the established builds of discard tend to play both of those. Nova Roma is significantly better for them than us. It not only shrinks our Darkhawk, but it also makes it so their combo deck is more consistent. That's an interesting one. I think it's better for us than them. Mindscape does buff the collector, that's true. Shame they haven't discarded anything yet. Playing the demon out means I can't Killmonger this turn if I draw it. Jeff. This is only gonna be 8, so I think we just don't do it. The bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him here. So I gave them, that technically made their Darkhawk bigger. I gave them Darkhawk and Black Bolt. I think we just play for all three and then we win the game, yeah? I think they just have to leave. Yeah, Mindscape was having a minute there. Oh, we have Annihilus too even, right? That's a funny RNG. That would be effectively +3 for us and -3 for them and 6. It's probably just this and this in the center, yeah? Freezing Flame, thank you for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. We snapped on the Mindscape for a reason. Generically, that location is better for us than them. A Freezing Flame. Welcome back. Bettis! Something with Pixie, Doc Ock, and Ghost Spider. That sounds like fun. I think we'll wrap that up as our last viewer submission of the day. Glad we kept it open for one more. So, I don't think there's any reason to play Hood on 1. Because if I draw Nico and she has a spell that's synergized with Hood, we get rewarded for waiting. I don't really have anything else other than Jeff to play on 2 to punish me, so... go ahead and wait a turn for this. MCS, thank you for the 3.5 years. Welcome back. This card doesn't really have a lot of text in this matchup. So I think I just go ahead and play this now. So I need to play it to get rid of the Hood at some point anyways. It makes it slightly worse if I draw Dakin and don't peel Silver Samurai right after, but honestly, looking at my hand, I probably don't have room to play Dakin on curve anyways, right? And with them not being able to play this turn, I think I snap them. We make a deck request. Can we give you a couple of generic combos and packages if you build it? Yeah, definitely. You can give me as much or as little as you want. I do reserve the right to reject weirder or more difficult deck building requirements. If you have something extra strange, okay it with me before you donate, but generally speaking, just like Jeff build around these cards, like I'm basically always up for that. Haas, thank you for the entire year of support. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Get your sword to go with that shield. I'm just darkhawk this turn. Is it like Professor X?
All systems go.
Not Professor X. Okay. For those that missed it, they discarded a helicarrier. I got the jump scare, yep. I think 19 probably wins the right.
Victory.
I love Snap, but this week, Balantro's been sucking up my time. So, something I say with some frequency that I think a lot of people don't fully understand until it hits for them personally, is that truly, in my opinion, I think one of the #1 things you can do to enjoy a lifestyle game like Marvel Snap more is play other video games. And what I mean by that is all lifestyle live service games like Marvel Snap are eventually going to hit a bad meta or a bad patch or whatever, and you're gonna have a mediocre time with it. And by having some other game or hobby that you really enjoy and not having the one live service game that you're playing be your everything, it lets you enjoy that live service game more because you can enjoy the highs and the good points of the live service game without feeling like you need to slog through the frustrating parts. So, the way Rogue and Sinister London interact is Rogue will copy having already taken the ability. So I'm just gonna Rogue the center because she can't take both Morbiuses anyways. Yeah, good chance for you to beat this game. Well, I guess their deck is huge. Maybe Darkhawk saves us since we got rid of one of the Morbiuses. I'm playing this yet. I think we're just vibing for now. These swarms don't really do anything for them, yeah? They're already all in, and their deck, generally speaking, can't interact with Darkhawk. So I think I just slammed this. If they weren't all in already, there would be merit to waiting, perhaps. I need this Darkhawk to go right at this point. We're not going to be able to beat them in London. Damn. Were we supposed to hood stature Killmonger the previous turn, maybe? It's a shame we didn't have time to set up the Dacket with the Killmonger. That would have been big enough to compete. They're just +3 everywhere. Yeah, I've got nothing. So close. I needed, like, these two to go here, so that way we could play 13 more out to here to beat them in the center. Yeah, I think I'm fine with. You go into Rock Slide, draw some cards. Is fairly likely to find Rogue this game at some point. Relatively even expansion. Does Dracula do anything this game? It kind of doesn't, yeah? Put Killmonger in the middle, actually, so I don't fill here by mistake. This the game? I think this is the game. Darkhawk's gonna be 14, and I have a demon to pair with him on the last turn. They didn't Modoc here, which is good for us. That's stellar. Huh. And actually, do I do this now? It's definitely this, because we're winning the center and they can't add more points there. There's some question on if I want a Darkhawk here or here. So Darkhawk's going to be +12. So it's 16 here, or it's 14 here. I feel like they have a hard time playing for here. There, we would have won over here. Do we also win over here is the question. We're beating an apocalypse. Beating a helicarrier too, sick. Rogue, the real MVP in that match, huh? Slogging it out for us. It's kind of crazy how little Darkhawk is played out. Yeah, so this is a build around deck submission where the submitter was like, I want you to build with cards that have a 1% or less play rate. And I was shocked to see Darkhawk and his friends among the 1% or less play rate. And Stature was down there too. Like both the Stature package and Darkhawk were super low play rates for the current patch. I was like, I know these cards like have been nerfed, but like I feel like there's still something here. Yeah, timeout for 18 months. You certainly can. Thanks for the year and a half. Welcome back. In the discard gauntlet this morning. Discard. For reference, Discard and Thanos are essentially the only two archetypes that have really reasonable metrics right now. Is Darkhawk stronger than Dinoid? I think Darkhawk is still stronger than Dinoid Rodent. Obviously, it has like that one extra point of power, but I do think it's worth noting that in addition to having one extra point of power, it also, what's the word I'm searching for? It also, is like the cards that enable it are disruptive, I think is a big deal. I'm just assuming they're gonna discard cards for me. I'm not gonna Silver Samurai them. I think I want to gamble. I think I want to gamble Hawk over here. Or over here. I think we do this, so then we can move Jeff and play some other stuff over here next turn. So my Darkhawk, he's freaking huge. Could come down to the danger room. Need either of our things to live. Got him.
Victory.
How would you refine the list? I mean, a generic deck building question like that is so complicated, right? Everything here feels cohesive so far. You gotta play a lot of games with something to really, truly start to optimize it.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Live from the Daily Bugle.
Oh, snap.
10 to 2, so we'll snap them because might as well. If we don't draw Jeff or Rock Slide, if we don't draw any of our cheap things, we'll probably just collect draw 2 because Dakin does make him a 2-3 at least. Yep. Lovely, lovely curve. Alright, so let's perform against Thanos. We beat Thanos in the first match that we played. Kill Daddy and Rogue both have text there, which is nice. Woo! Am I okay cutting myself off a draw? think I am. Cause I kind of want to go. I think thinking about my curve here, I think it's Dakin into Shard plus Killmonger, or Shard plus Rock Slide into Darkhawk into Killmonger plus Rogue. And this is the kind of thing you want to think about when you have a lot of cards like this, right? Like I have every turn for the rest of the game, I have every energy I'm spending accounted for. You like the removal of X-23 from this? Asking me if I've removed X-23 has the implication that I started with a deck list that had X-23 in it. Which I very, very much did not start with a deck list that had X-23 in it. Yeah, I think they're confused this with we played a Zabu stature deck like a while ago that had X-23 in it. Yeah, the Darkhawk animation looks good. It's a shame it finally got added when they nerfed him. And I don't really want to play Darkhawk into an empty path, but I also like don't want to play him in spots where I've like put a bunch of other stuff in already. In terms of the there really isn't a stock stature list currently, I guess is my point. Like, stature currently has like a sub 1% play rate, and she does not have good stats for the current season. So there really isn't an established list. And I think this deck list is different enough from the old Dr. Doom Zabu stature list on X-23 that I think you're referencing that I don't really think it's a comparison. Like, I didn't start with that deck list and cut cards from it. I think we overlapped that deck like 5 or 6 cards, but we're like 50% different or more. To give the folks that are here today a little sneak peek of what's going to be said in my best decks video tomorrow, the current metagame is one of the only ones in Marvel Snap's history / my memory of it where the 2 most popular decks are also the 2 top performing decks. We're still gonna brew and work on other things here and try and play outside the box, but truly, I think we're living in a tier 0 metagame. Thanos and Discard are the 2 decks that are both incredibly popular and have incredibly strong average cubes and win rates. So what you're saying is we need to nerf Loki. Yes, I'm glad you understand. You can read between the lines. I think our opponent might have rage quit yet. I think they might have salted off. So highest win rate, was the highest win rate for a high play rate deck you have seen in Snap's history is at more than 55%. So the important thing to understand is when I talk about play rates and win rates, we don't have complete data sets. We just have what the public trackers like Untapped have collected. So the win rates on there are frequently above 55% because they're not population complete. Yo, it is pretty complete though, chat. My control over these adverts. This deck is 1 match away from claiming us an infinite ticket, so I think we're going to let it run a little bit longer than our typical viewer submissions. We're going to run these adverts for 120 seconds. We're going to play the last match when we get back. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. So, even Glenn's answering of that question in a more complete sample size came with caveats. So, Glenn provided that Silver Surfer during the January season of 2023 had an over 60% win rate. Among the top tier players in the highest cut. But even then, that's the highest cut, right? So like, what win rates you see at different MMRs and groupings is gonna vary too. So when you're asking like, okay, what's the highest win rate? Like, which are you looking, do you want the population as a whole? Do you want specific slices, etc.? People said, someone asked, why is Thanos only in B tier? I assume you're looking at current location. So, no, it's an A now. Look at just this, is it B? So, it's in B when you look at the top. So, this is one of the things where the way they measure these kinds of falls apart automatically. This Thanos play rate is so high at this point that the average cubes and win rate have both been pulled down because likely they're playing so many mirror matches. So Untapped doesn't know or doesn't count because it can't always know what other deck you're playing against. So Untapped doesn't remove mirrors. So this average 2-1 cubes and 54.2% includes Thanos playing into other Thanos. And what mirror matches do in stats like this is if your win rate's above 50%, it pulls it back down towards 50. And if it's below 50%, it pulls it up. So these average cubes and win rate are likely higher in this grouping if you pulled mirror matches out, right? How do you submit viewer decks? So I'm full on viewer deck submissions for today. Typically when I go live in the morning on viewer deck submission days, there'll be a message pinned above the chat with a link to Stream Elements where you can send a $10 tip and a link to a deck or deck idea. Yeah, if there's no pinned message above the chat, it typically means my queue is full for the day. I don't like to take like multiple days worth, so usually we take like somewhere between 5 and 7. Thank you, Not My Dance, for this build-around submission, by the way. This is definitely going to get a highlight. We've enjoyed our set. This deck's different than what else is going on in the format while playing some old favorites. It's fun to get to see the new Hawk animation. Show that they can still dust some people. Dear chatters, I know that there's a bit of a slog in some of Marvel Snap right now, but I please ask if we keep some of the complaining out of the chat. It's kind of infectious and encourages more people to kind of bog it down with that. Let's try and stay some positivity in the air so we can get through the day. That being said, if you want a safe place to commiserate about all things Marvel Snap and you're someone that supports my stuff, consider popping on into the Discord server. We have a dedicated complaining thread under the Marvel Snap channel. That let's be honest. For Hoaglandians, the dedicated complaining thread is basically an ode to Eliath most of the time, and rightfully so. But if you want to blow some hot air among other people doing the same, be sure to check that out. Misery loves company. Join the Discord. Yeah, exactly. Got it. Maybe I'm dumb. If Thanos is the most popular deck out there, why aren't anti-Thanos decks seeing more play? Because there aren't anti-Thanos decks. They don't exist. One of the reasons why Thanos is the best deck by a solid margin is that, unlike a lot of decks in Marvel Snap, there isn't like a single tech card you can play that like lets you beat what that deck is doing. I think I'm gonna snap on the Nico into demon mode here. Because I've got another demon, I've got Rock Slide, we've got DC. We can get Reality Stoned off the DC, but our hand's pretty good. It's a little scary, I guess, snapping into their Mind Stone on one, but whatever. You know, I was actually thinking about that, Caleb, that maybe Bast Havoc could be okay. Because when last time we were playing that deck, we were playing it as a way to counteract the Professor X Thanos stuff that was in the metagame at the time, so I could definitely see that. I'm sad if I Rock Slide and then I draw Silver Samurai. But disrupting their draws potentially has a lot of appeal. Junk to closest Anti-Thanos deck. Yeah, the Debris Clutter Man-Thing deck we played yesterday felt okay, but even that, like, your matches into Thanos are still pretty close. Punished. Hey, chat, is a 2/9 good? Anybody know? I'd play it. Alright, we want to draw Stature. Kill Daddy. Not a Kill Daddy game, gamers. Not a Kill Daddy game. We could still top deck Stature or Korg, so 50% of our draws are fine by winning a Darkhawk, and I really just don't want to Darkhawk into a Shang-Chi. So I think I'm just gonna Samurai this turn. Oh, you know, playing the Samurai middle is a good, oh, damn it. Damn it, fuck you. Oh, we were this close. I clicked the undo too, and it was just too late. Shoot. We tagged the blob with the Samurai though. I was gonna move the Samurai to the center. Sweet. Okay, cool.
Victory.
This is something I think the Dakin Silver Samurai Stature package is reasonable right now, because this card takes Blobs and Alliance and Professor X's like nobody's business. This card is so good against Thanos. This location is so bad for us. Is Hood just to synergize with Nico? So you can also clear the Hood with Killmonger. And then the basic idea here is that Darkhawk's a turn 6 play. So we play Darkhawk plus a demon or Stature on turn 6. For a lot of points in that final moment. Oh, come on. Unlucky. Want to play Silver Samurai here to play around Professor X. This is another thing I found that felt pretty good against the Thanos deck, is you could kind of run them out of resources. This was a Spotlight Samurai, yeah. We could eat it to a Professor X here, but it's worth noting they only have 3 cards in their hand, so they have 1 card in their hand. Okay. So they're only, no, damn. Stupid Arrakis Forge. And I guess it's this, but we're definitely just coin flipping here with the vision. Is it efficient to use gold to buy credits to the shop? So the gold bundles that get run periodically tend to offer a little bit better rate than buying gold for credits for gold directly, but not by a large margin. What do you think was the tipping point for discard? A description that I very much agree with is Proxima was discards X23. At least the Alliance only took us for 2 cubes. This has a lot of potential for us. This rock slide goes left, we're in a pretty good spot. Avoid a reality stone, we can avoid a ball. Hey, Magdar, 6 for the 16 bucks. I guess we gotta avoid a Professor X now as well. Shred some hands here. I guess if they Professor X London, they lose that location. Is Rogue a flex spot? I think Rogue is very good in a lot of matchups right now, and I would not cut her. Is this kind of okay for us, though? Is it crazy to snap them here? Snap. I think they're in a bad spot. Victory. They locked themselves into not a lot of points on the right. Yeah, well, we took the blob with the samurai. Orcus Forge hot location. Life's a batch and then you die, gamers. Well, I was going to Killmonger. Oh, snap. Now I think we stop. Victory. normal asterisk that sample size is minuscule, but this deck has felt competitive into both discard and Thanos. Feels like we have tools here. Opponent's been snapping and retreating really well. I think they've played the game. They definitely understand the mechanic. Generically, I think this is better than them for us, but our position in the game, I think, is favorable for us currently. I think we're 8 to... We're 8 to whatnot. I'm gonna put the cubes in here. Rogue left is hot. I don't know. I think I'm just killmongering. This is 100% a deck where we play it and have good success, and then it shows up on untapped later with absolutely abysmal stats. We just took their Shang-Chi away too, right? Is what happened there? And they're locked into their stats here in the center. Oh yeah, I can check now. Sick. I think they're just dead. Shit on. You actually didn't miss your next submission, Ben, because this first submission was a banger, so we played it for an hour. We're gonna move on to yours next, actually. Yeah, I feel like middle killed them. To be fair, I think even if they didn't fill middle, we probably still could have won this game. I would have had to play it differently. Like, I wouldn't have been able to have such a sure thing going into turn 6, but we could have, like, if they don't fill center, I probably, like, Killmonger set up on 5 and then, like, spread out and play for all 3 on the last turn. This next perfect no. Genuinely, to give a short wrap here at the end, I don't know. Yeah, we could have rogued the Soul Stone and played for the left too. There were a few. I think even if they didn't lock the center, we were still in a good spot there. Yeah, so something that I think is worth noting is that because these Thanos decks have moved towards this prison angle, they've cut Helicarrier, and cutting Helicarrier makes them more susceptible to Killmonger in these endgame states than a lot of the previous Thanos decks were. We had a good mix of numbers. We had a good mix of disruption. I really also, we talked about it, but just to iterate at the end here, Silver Samurai's consistency in this deck in terms of disrupting Thanos felt really spectacular. This card is really good at picking off blobs and Professor X's and Elias out of your opponent's hand. This red animation is a little different. Also true. Stature Hawk back from the grave, gamers. back from the grave. When playing Captain Martyr and Marvel, who moves first? Whoever you put on the board first. Ben, do you want me to start with your list, or is it okay if I start with, KM Best had tweeted a Shield Mockingbird deck. Let me find his really quick if you hadn't seen it. I don't know if you'd caught that. This is what KM Best had in his pile of cards. Some cable gaming with him back down to a 2-drop. I think it's so funny / weird when people try to use rank 1 player used X deck list. Like, it's a statement that, like, if they played literally one fucking game with it and they lost is, like, technically true. It's just it's such not a good measure of anything meaningful. I hear that as something that gets thrown around in other places quite frequently. It's like, well, Rex ranked player did it. It's like, well. Are we okay with me starting here, Ben? Or would you prefer that I play what you sent over? Let's see, this is a shield deck. Okay, we can start with yours. Do you have a export format for me? I guess I can. I can make the changes here really quick. Babu Hill. Did you get to play with my Agent 13 split here? Twist my arm on that one. You got Nick for Rogue. Yeah, we're gonna play Rogue. Sounds good. I have to split her again when we get enough boosters. Justina's artwork looks so good in gold. Coulson, Chang, Loki. Alright, let's play. Jeff, if there are still spots left today or tomorrow, can you play KM stack? Definitely can, Giggity. We might not get to it today. We'll see what viewer numbers look like and how long we're gonna run for. If we do, I will add that into the end. Cheat the biddies as always. Oh, here's a fun exercise for the gamers at home. If anybody wants to maybe participate and give me an idea for today's stream, this is the Proving Grounds I should snap. Our next deck submission is a Dan Hip only build around submission, and I'm Dan Hip variant complete. So dear gamers, if anybody wants to put some thought into what is the best 12 cards we can build that are all Dan Hip. Dan Hip complete. Well, all of Dan Hip's are 700 gold variants. I'm 700 gold complete. Ooh, that's a good one for her. The last turn. Oh, that's true. There have been a couple of hips and spotlights that I don't have. I am missing the hips from spotlights. Jeff and Hitmonkey. Oh, you know what? I think I might actually have the Hitmonkey. This game is an excellent example of why I'm skeptical that this game is an excellent example of why I'm skeptical that Mockingbird is great in these decks. I guess we're gonna get her down to 2 by the end turn. Feels like it's tough to consistently get her too cheap though. Oh, shiggity Shrek, get wrecked, gamer. Maybe we're fine. They gave us an extra turn, chat. Maybe we're fine. Everything's gonna be alright. Oh, they added the Phantom Power showing back in this patch, huh? They accidentally had that in the last patch, so then that's accidentally back in again.
Victory.
It's a 1,200 gold shop, Mockingbird. All right, Chad, it's 10:30. I think we're far enough removed from my breakfast that we should probably hop on the bike. Ooh. Ow. And just bump my headset on the side of my chair, moving it around. Got a little bit of a ringing. Hopefully I think the headset's okay, but my ear is not. Random lockjaw! That's not very good. Snowguard is fantastic here. Let's disable Limbo. Yeah, that's fair. 3/9's probably fine. I guess it's more a question of, like, do you have a window to play a 3/9, which is probably fine. What do I do for my beard to keep it looking good? This is a good question. This is good advice that I know there are many people in chat who will benefit from hearing it. The secret to keeping my beard as you see it, chat, is showering regularly. Don't keep that one secret. Share that news around. I think we're unironically dead. I think this is the line because I don't have anything else to do. Jeff, is there a secret to keeping my beard looking good while also adhering to the lifestyle of an average Twitch viewer? Unfortunately, bad news. I believe. I think we're dead here regardless. We could end up stealing their Cerebro instead. They're leaving again.
Victory.
Alright. If they're gonna stick around 4 to 10 here, I think I'm gonna go ahead and be merciful and give them the silver ticket that they desperately want. So I just don't really want to play another game against their same deck. Do you say hop on the bike there before, or am I hearing things? That is what I said. So I try to pedal for like an hour or so every day in the morning. Got this fancy doohickey. Overweight white man and adorable toddler sold separately. How fast does it go? Do you understand the concept of a bike, gamer? Stationary bike at that? How much for the set? How much for the overweight guy? We can work out a deal on the overweight guy. The toddler's not for sale. Ah, what a pleasant gamer. So, the key problem with decks like this one, Ben, is that I don't think the shield part of this deck is capable of winning games of Marvel Snap consistently on its own. So basically, what you end up doing is just playing, you basically just end up playing a Loki deck where you're just like YOLOing, hoping that Loki works out against their deck. I'm gonna Subterranea us, because I'm gonna Loki for 6 next turn. Yes, that was it, Ben. Story blocks. Ritter, thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. And that's why I've liked the kitty collector builds of this deck. Because the kitty and collector lets you actually do something powerful. Classic fast forward the slew of miles animations. It's me. I'm the problem. It's me. At tea time, everybody agrees. I'd feel bad, but fuck them. It's their Goliath. Get farted on. Oh! That's an interesting interaction. Miles puts himself back to one cost or 4 cost afterwards. I wasn't expecting that.
Spider-Man here.
Oh, that's actually a really interesting interaction. If we Spider-Man away the Jeff with priority before it triggers the Kraven, it never counts as having moved into that path because it was never fully staged there. So had they had priority, the Jeff would have moved and triggered Kraven before the Spider-Man flipped up. But because we went first, the Jeff was there, but it wasn't counting as moved there because they hadn't had priority while it was there yet. Yeah, that's one of those, that feels like it shouldn't be the case. That's one of those, I feel like if I was in charge of rules interactions at Second Dinner, I think I would consider that a bug that I would like to be fixed. If you told me intuitively, Jeff, what do you expect to have happen in this situation? It wouldn't be that. Any tips for Pixie Loki? I don't think Pixie works with Loki. So Pixie decks, generally speaking, want to have a bunch of really low curve stuff and then like 2 to 3 cards that cost 5 or 6. And generally speaking, Loki decks do not want to play cards that cost 5 and 6. All right, gamers, we're gonna play a couple more games with this. When we get back, we're gonna take an ad break. Before we do, thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. You're watching on the YouTube side. Consider tapping the like button. Over 300 YouTube viewers. And only 79 like button pressers so far. Bump those numbers up. Peddlin', peddlin', peddlin'. What do you think the best deck to run Coulson in is? A surprise card? Could he be played outside of Collector? Nah, I think you basically always want to play Coulson with Collector. My personal favorite Coulson deck is the Kitty Collector deck. I think that deck got a solid upgrade with the addition of Elsa getting buffed back. Coulson's, honestly, Coulson might be one of the top 10 cards for playing Conquest. It's just such good cube equity the longer your matches and stuff go. Yeah, the top-down designs on shield cards is really good. Do I have room for another session? I think I'm full for the day, Duck. If we end up streaming a little bit longer, we might have room, but I think I've got 6 or 7 in queue already. Also, for the regulars who enjoy brewing, you might want to wait and think about your submissions for a little bit. Ooh, foreshadowing. Ooh. There is not an OTA today. With Barrage, I think I'd rather Agent 13 than Maria Hill to start. Getting there, Nico is lovely. That gorgeous. That's the best part about having a 6 split on this card. Quasi! Thank you. Makes my job easier. We're probably dead here. Just again, just like Mockingbird in hand and tough to get that many generated cards into play. Thank you for the 3rd of a year. Welcome back. Their deck is so much better at making a cheap Mockingbird than our deck is, chat. So much better. Yeah, right. Like I don't think this is actually that far outside of average for a deck like this when it comes to like, okay, what am I actually doing? In terms of putting cheaper things into play. I guess I could do this, and then this is 3 next turn, and then Quinjet lets me play a 3 energy card from Coulson. I think this is the line. I believe. I believe! I believe, I believe, I believe in a card called Rogue. Tag the blue marble! Tag the blue marble! Unlucky.
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Oh my god, does that win the breaker? Please tell me that wins the breaker. No! Rip. Rip. If we'd have hit the blue marvel, we'd have won the game. Because if we hit the blue marvel, we would have been -4 here and +3 here. Lost the flip. Why you gotta be like that, gamer? Why you have to be so rude? Hey, Gabriel, thanks for hooking up that primer. This is my full-time gig here on Twitch, and those Prime subs are a big part of what makes that possible, so thanks for hooking it up. Make sure you get your Prime subs in every month, chat, especially for the next couple of months, starting in June. The amount of support Prime subs is going to give is going to get cut significantly. So take as many dollary dues or penny dues or whatever you want to call them from Jeffrey Bezos while we can. Going on, Matthew? Thank you for the 14 months. Is Marie Hill better than Stogard? Not if I draw a good 2-drop. Hey, Cruz. Appreciate you hooking up the primer. What was that about Prime subs? Starting in June, the highest value Prime subs will be worth 10% less than what all Prime subs are worth now. And most Prime subs will not be the highest value Prime subs. So starting in June, I believe it's US, Canada, and Puerto Rico. Their Prime subs will still be worth $2.25, down from $2.50. But Prime subs from other geolocations are going to go down proportionally based on how much the person that has that Prime pays for that Prime. For some countries, the Prime sub will be worth as little as like 9 cents USD, down from the $2.50 that it currently is. $2.50 that it currently is. And this page has the which Prime subs will be worth what after the June cut. Yeah, it's gonna be my last one. I'm trying to get one more decent game in bed, but this deck is basically meeting my expectations. It's just kind of a bad, clunky deck that wins on either the back of Loki or the back of tech cards, with the shield package just not really being super relevant. Well, I'm gonna be greedy as shit, chat. I'm playing a 1-9, and then we'll pass on 2. For what I understand, you can see how your subs are split geographically in the creator dashboard. So you can see how your subs are split geographically in the creator dashboard. However, you can't see geographically where just your Prime subs are from. So I'll probably be one of the more fortunate creators if my Prime sub ratio is similar to my paid sub ratio. About 70 to 80% of my subscribers are from the US and Canada. So they'll still stay close to the top tier, which is still a 10% reduction in income from that portion, but it's not, 90% like some of them are going to be. I'd assume overall it'll probably end up being somewhere in like a 10 to 20% income reduction for me personally. But there'll also be, I would assume that non-English creators are probably going to take the biggest hit, because I would wager they have the largest audiences from non-US places that have lower cost primes. Jake's Revenge, thank you for the 11 months. Welcome back. Yeah, I can bump the hip deck back. That's fine. Is Brazil one of the 7-cent ones? I forget what Brazil is at exactly. It's not quite that low. And Mogwai's also in the EU. He's not from Brazil. He just has like a random Brazil flag behind him on stream for some reason. Yeah, the bass was probably bad for them. I think we do this, and then we soak. Oh, his wife's Brazilian. There you go. Figured there was a reason. No, I'm like 99% sure Mogwai is not Brazilian. His wife, chat's saying his wife is, which fact check that. Feel free to ask him. I doubt he's sensitive about that. He's from Spain. There you go. I thought he was from somewhere in the EU. Yeah, if you have a deck you think is good for the Dan Hip challenge that someone gave me, feel free to link it. I'll take a peekaboo at it for when we get over to that. Let's take their Dazzler guaranteed. Then fill the rest of this up. Prime subs in the US cost $15 a month. Here in Italy, it's €5. About five and a half US. Yeah. Yeah, so in the US and other places where Prime's more expensive, you get more services with it. So it's cheaper in other places because it comes with less. Not that Bezos couldn't afford to give you more, but like the big draw to Prime, for example, is same day or two day shipping. Can you tell if Mockingbird belongs in Loki? Well, it's worth noting that, just to close on this viewer deck is not a good build of Loki. I have not played KM's build of Loki with Mockingbird that he enjoys. I don't know. Mockingbird's probably consistently like a 3-9 or 4-9 in this deck, which is probably still fine. But in general, I prefer the Kitty Prime builds of Loki, which, to be fair, KM's preferred build is. I think these ones that are more all in on the shield stuff tend to not be stellar. You live near a warehouse like I do, you get same day drone delivery at some items, yeah. Oh, Christy has Amazon packages show up at our door 7 days a week. Sometimes it feels like, so Amazon Prime is not optional for us. Yeah, we were talking about the bass was probably rough for you. How are you getting good Proving Ground matches? I've had 5 point farmers in a row tonight. So the Proving Grounds has some MMR and collection level based matchmaking, so I'm just in a different matchmaking pool than you are. I've heard other people say that too. If you win enough, you'll get out of the pool of people doing that type of crap. So we had a request to build Wong Galactus. I think this build this card's probably from before she was changed. Hang Dragon, thank you for the brand new primer. Appreciate that. I feel like this deck probably doesn't mind simply having, like, some goblins in it, too. Honestly, a copy of Psylocke's probably fine as well for the occasional random early Galactus, and also ramping into Wong. So you could like Psylocke into Wong, into Shuri, into Nimrod, into blow it up a couple of times. Awesome Saucinator, thank you for the 29 months. Welcome back. Hag the Dragon, thank you for the brand new primer. All right, let's give this a try. Is Hope better than Psylocke? No, you want to be able to Psylocke into Wong on 3, into Shuri on 4, into Nimrod on 5, and to blow Nimrod up. So the basic idea here is if you Wong into Mystique Wong into Play Forge, you'll get to have a Galactus with +8 power for 13. Alexander, thanks for the 5 months. Welcome back. So that's the basic idea of the bullshit we are attempting. Is this a strictly meme deck? Yes. The nice thing about playing a deck like this that takes little brain capacity is I can sit here and pedal. Let's be careful with the massive piles of links in chat. Thank you. I assume Oliver Queen here is just gonna Goliath us out of the game, but that's what we're here to do. Trying to play a Nimrod deck into the Professor X metagame is probably challenging. Although, I suppose if their plan is to Goliath us here, they lose, right? What if we do this? Does this ever win? It might just be Venom. So the problem with just Venom is if I play just Venom, I lose to Goliath mid. Oh, I can Deathlock first. Yeah, that's the play. This is the play. This beats Goliath at either spot. Honey. Honey. Okay, I take it back, chat. Professor X is not a big deal. Fucking roasted. Nice Shang-Chi.
Victory.
Poor Professor X players, chat. They really are just having a rough go of it. I'm curious to see if we actually win any games by Wong forging a Galactus, or if just every game we win is on the back of Shuri Nimrod. Shuri Nimrod is definitely a real plan into decks like, what's it called? Discard. Did you play Nico so you could move or destroy Shuri? That's a cute idea. Or you say you want the Dan Hip Deck post. If you have a link, you can just drop it in chat so I can open it up. Snap fan or untapped, whichever's easier. I'm trying the darkhawk build for real, having fun with it. Yeah, we cleared an infinite ticket really cleanly all the way up from the bottom. Felt reasonable. And I need to be careful not to do that again. I really messed up my left ear by banging the side of my headset. Oh, speaking of Darkhawk, thanks. I see only one solution, chat. I see only one solution. Tie? No, if we win priority, we'll win with Eliath. Unlucky. Speaking of playing against someone else playing Stature Hawk. Looks like we're dead gamers. Ah! Undo. I wish, one of my biggest wishes is that I wish I could change my retreat later to just a regular retreat. It's a ghost? That's not a ghost, Chad. I don't think you need to be a rocket scientist to figure out our deck's probably Galactus. Why would they play right? Because they understand that we're a Galactus deck. That's literally our only out to win the game is to play right. It is worth noting that it would have been funny if we interpreted them knowing that we're Galactus. We could have played Nimrod there and maybe gotten them. Would have been fun. Could have leveled their level. I think this style of Galactus deck in general is kind of shit. There's a reason why these all-in builds have fallen out of favor. Galactus needs to be like a backup plan, not a primary thing. We do have Shuri Nimrod in here, but I'm not sure that that's a good enough primary thing. Usually Shuri Nimrod is also a backup plan. Yeah, we have 3 things and they're like all backup plans, typically. Oh, man! Rip. What did you want me to do, chat? Not play the big man? It's not what we're about. Jeff looks so out of place. What does Wog do in this deck? It lets you double your forge so you can make a big Galactus. We beat that, yeah? Leo.
Victory.
Yeah, sure. You also have Psylocke, Wog, Shuri, Nimrod. Technically works with both the game plans. Sandman gamers and sweating in the proving grounds. What a match. Can you explain why you decided the Carnage bid over Deathlock? Because I didn't count. do you foresee being more impactful, Mockingbird or War Machine? Probably War Machine. I don't know. They're both gonna be good cards. My number one piece of advice when you're torn between two cards that are likely good is, are you missing any of the other cards paired with those cards? Let the other things that surround them be your tiebreaker.
Oh, snap.
A notable one with War Machine is Silver Samurai. Well, War Machine counter Professor X. Yes, War Machine will let you get into the Professor X path. Jeff, I know you're under NDA, but as someone who plays a Marvel staff, do you have any idea when they will add the ability for gamers to count? Unfortunately, I don't have any insight into that one. Yes, War Machine will let you play Infinite and Ebony Maw. It's going to be likely very good. Speaking of likely very good, gamers. Holy. Holy. You're the chosen one? How could you play Eliath? Right there. Right there. Jeff may not like capitalism, but here's where we live. I actually don't even know that it's fair to characterize me as not liking capitalism.
Escape.
I think there are core parts of the economic model that are fine. It's just capitalism is not a reasonable way to buy and sell everything in existence. There are certain things that are fundamental human rights that should not be dictated by the winners and losers of capitalism. Housing, food, utilities, healthcare, those sorts of things should not be regulated by a free market. We have a global economy with lots of wealth that is more than enough for everyone to have access to these things that you need. My industry, for example, is a perfect example of one to let capitalism decide the winners and losers on. And sure, you could make the very reasonable argument that I'm biased in that opinion, but you know it's true. A spoonful of socialism helps the capitalism go down. Is that how it works? Capitalism needs a balance patch, yeah, basically. Hopefully we draw Carnage next turn so we can go Nimrod into Carnage. How does one determine who gets to live in the bigger two-bedroom apartment than the other two-bedroom apartment, or that one's closer to nicer restaurants? Yeah, this one's closer to nicer restaurants. And that's where people get caught up in the weeds of discussions about human rights and what's equitable and reasonable. Well, people will be like, well, how do you decide this little nitty-gritty detail? It's like, well, I didn't say anything about that. I said everybody deserves a right to have a roof over their head. That's what I actually said. No draw. Yeah, I have plenty of energy next turn though, it's fine. Yeah, and therefore, we can't solve this minor edge case, therefore we never solve it. The number one thing I always like to echo to my fellow progressives is don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Just because a solution doesn't solve every part of a problem doesn't mean you can't implement it and work towards a more perfect solution. Most solutions aren't going to solve every part of a problem. It is an iterative process. It's not an edge case though, Audacity. Your question, you're extrapolating my statement of everyone deserves to have a reasonable place to live to everybody should have the same place to live, which is not what I said. It is an illogical extreme trying to paint into a corner what I said with an edge case. It is 100% an edge case. And not a reasonable one at that to entertain. I very much did not say everyone should live in the exact same 2-bedroom apartment.
Victory.
I said everybody should have a place to live, housing is a human right. And you said, well, who decides this detail of it? I did not say we should take all of the people who currently have homes and make them have equal homes to absolutely everyone. My statement could be extrapolated to say we should tax the people who literally have so much money they're building rockets to fuck off into space with enough so we can build basic and affordable housing so people who are currently unhoused or displaced can have a place to live. That would be a reasonable extrapolation of what I said. People in the middle get so caught up in, well, what is helping people who need help do to me who's already got mine, that they end up being really shitty. That whole concept of fuck you, I've got mine is one of just the biggest issues we have in a society. Oh, I should have put undo end turn. Undo end turn. I should put Psylocke here so I could Nimrod into here and have him blow up next turn. Thank you for the 69 months. Welcome back. What a fun card. Shame we don't have another way to blow stuff up. Hopefully we draw one. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. I can undo end turn. Anything I play here blows up, yeah? Okay, sorry. Look at God bless the undo end turn and slow opponents, chat. God bless the undo end turn button and slow opponents. Finally, to close on the political commentary, because it'll get endless if I don't cut it off even with like-minded folks. I will close on the commentary that one of the greatest terrible things, not great, one of the most terrible things that ever happened was the convincing of people who make $20 an hour that the reason they can't do better than their current lot in life is people who make $7 an hour, not people who make $700 an hour. I should not Galactus the rickety bridge, because if I Galactus the rickety bridge, the Nimrods end here, and anything they play all just dies here. So my route to winning this game is Venom, they play something else here, they blow up, my Nimrods blow back, and I win the board with a lot of points. Yeah, Galactus only ties the game. Nimrod is not Wolverine.
Doom rules all.
Tie the left force of the game. I have zero desire to play extra games of Marvel Snap against Sandman. Alright, I think we'll give this one more shot in the proving grounds when we get back from our ad break. But so far, my take of Shuri Nimrod wins games the Galactus doesn't here is painfully accurate. We'll see you in 120 seconds for some more. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere. YouTube gamers, there's almost 350 of you and only 117 like button pressers. Can we bump that up to 200 for the day? I think we can. Remember, to subscribers, if you want a place to talk about politics and games and all those sorts of stuff with like-minded individuals, pop in the Discord server. Hip on going. That sounds reasonable. I don't know that Sarah sounds good in here, but the rest of this looks fine. I think we'll probably start somewhere close to that. Hey, Bug, thanks for continuing your gift sub. Appreciate that. Glad you've enjoyed your time in Hooglandia here enough to continue on your own dollar dues. Pedaling, we're pedaling. Like, I try to, like, idly pedal slowly while we're playing games and, like, actually really pump it while we take our 2-minute break. Intervals, yep. Lows and highs, lows and highs. 2-minute sprint, yeah, exactly. Yeah, let's give Galactus one more go and then we'll move on to our Dan hit build around, huh? Here I am sitting at my desk getting fat. Ergonomic desk equipment is great, chat. Bike, elliptical, even just a standing desk goes a long way. Your body will thank you.
Opponent snapped.
What is that? A flexor spot command? It's actually just Deska. Or the bot's dead. I do when the bot was dead. Got it. So, War Machine is probably a generically less powerful card than Mockingbird. But at the same time, War Machine's also going to double as a tech card. Which is relevant. Is this it, chat? Are we gonna draw Forge and combo them? We can also draw Shuri and Wog Shuri Nimrod. Who in their right mind will play Professor X after War Machine releases? Probably a lot of people still. It took people forever to adjust to Mobius's initial release. Hey, Deadball, you're coming out our last Galactus game before we get to yours. It's the last Galactus game. I'm gonna try and high roll the Forge draw here. For the sake of saying we did it at least once. There's not that much Professor X currently. That's not true. All of the best performing Thanos decks are playing Professor X. This is the tier 0 deck of the format.
Clear for takeoff.
Forge! Unlucky. What sucks too, if we would have drawn Psylocke, we could have side-locked and then had to redraw it Forge. We could send the Goblin on a trip. They're probably gonna play 2 cards though, so it wouldn't even be funny. Somehow using Prime in the Android app is easier than the browser. Yeah, they made the browser intentionally obtuse. They're trying to make it hard for you to know. Hard for you to know when it comes up. Yeah, Forge Nerf gets this here if we draw it. I assume we're dead here. For reference, Goliath in the zoo deck is stock. This is the zoo deck that's going around because Goliath is Goliath. Alright, let's get hip here, huh? Genuinely, that's a stock deck list that's been the sweaty players have been passing around that it plays Goliath. Although, maybe I shouldn't say sweaty players, because right now I am definitely a sweaty player after all this peddling. Oh, do I not have Dan Hip Scroll? This is chibi. Okay, so we gotta cut Scroll. Oh, there's a Dan Hip Goose. I think Sarah's probably not very good here. Dazzler being good. Zabu's not great either. I mean, Zabu discounts 2 things. It's probably fine. Fitting Ironland in here might be good. It makes the Zabu better as well. We also have Howard the Duck. We trim Dazzler? It's probably Dazzler, right? Claw or Blue Marvel could be good as another piece of top end. I really don't play Ant-Man, so I don't have to commit to filling my lanes. We try Shauna Mockingbird. Yeah, we played Shauna Mockingbird with Moon Girl. It felt fine. There's a highlight on the YouTube channel. Well, there is a Dan Hip Luke Cage. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is fine. I think this is fine. Does Dan Hip have the most variants? Yeah, outside of Pixels, he does. Larval over Claw, maybe? The Moon Girl, Mockingbird, She-Hulk decks are a blast, but eat shit to Mobius. Yeah. They could probably stand to have Rogue slotted into them. Hey, thanks for the submission, Deadbolt. Is there a pixel variant for every card? Not every card, but there's a lot. Why no Ant-Man? Because I needed slots, and I also didn't want to necessarily have to commit to having a ton of cards in one location. I want to be able to spread out. Miss Marvel encourages us to spread a little bit. We're open to draw Howard next turn. I guess only having 1/1 drop's kind of awkward. Probably just punting the center here. We'll play like Cosmo or something here, and then we'll Spectrum here and hope that that's enough. We draw Howard next turn, we can go 4 drop 1 drop, which would be stellar. I'll have 4, 9, 13, 14 here only. I think I have to compete in the center. Actually, is this kind of absurd? This is either Iron Man or Claw, yeah? Yeah, it's the play. Because if it's Claw, I can compete here, I think. Oh, come on. That's so frustrating.
All systems go.
Man. I think it's still just this, but I'm sad. I think we're dead. Any interest in doing a most impactful cards list? The game's been out for over a year. Yeah, something like that could be interesting. Unfortunately, the Iron Lad also isn't ongoing because he got Cosmoed. They do still have to put at least 1 more point in the center. Oh, they didn't. Are we good? I think we beat them, yeah? Sick. Almost got the casserole.
Victory.
Yes, the request was build a deck with all Dan Hip variants. You put a 1-drop? I don't know. The other 1-drops just aren't very good. I don't think we're ever going to activate Ant-Man, and I don't really want to play Quinjet. This archetype would love for there to be one more good ongoing 1-drop. That's just like generically impactful. If we could play 2 copies of Howard with the Duck, we would. We're capable of winning this, gamers. Well, the Nidavellir unlock, obviously, but I don't know that we win the other two. Either the other two. They're playing for Nidavellir because of the Omega Red. That's good for us. This never wins the game, right? They probably have more than 10 in the center. Wow, I was not expecting them to abandon the left. Should've played Spectrum left. Well, Spectrum left might have lost the right. Spectrum left would have been 15-19. Nah, Spectrum left would have won. It would have been 38 here to their 36.
Snap.
Claw left didn't do anything. Their bishop was big enough to beat us there. I think I'm gonna do this to lock them out of being able to play Thor's in the throne room. Going on, Moron. Thanks for the brand new Prime support. So I think my last 3 cards are Omega, Iron Man, Spectrum. I think if I put them here, we probably win. Maybe, Cope? Yeah, I guess they just have too much power to spread out across the board.
Clear for takeoff.
I guess there's a world where we assume they can't compete here, so I like Spectrum the right. Make the assumption that, what is this? 10, 14, 18 here's enough. Enough. They didn't play for the middle. Our left side is really big here. Got him. Got him.
Victory.
Yeah, Omega Red putting stats across the board here is good. I think I probably want to cut the claw for one more 2-drop. Too much junk in the trunk here. Again, I'm gonna try and cut them off of Thor's in the throne room.
Face the might of Asgard. Mjolnir.
Is there no Dan Hip Ant-Man? Again, like, are gamers watching these games? There is a Dan Hip Ant-Man. It's just, we're not filling our board up consistently at all. Like, we're struggling with that. I want to make a change explicitly because filling our board up is not a thing we're able to do. We're not remotely getting 4 cards into one path basically ever in what this deck is doing. Charging for it. Thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back.
Snap.
Cosno here to catch a Thor. The zoo's all here, chat. The Dan Hip Zoo. All of the animals belong to us. Now they're probably also filling this location this turn. That's fine. Whoa, they chose not to. That seems like it's gotta be a mistake. We're probably playing Iron Lad regardless, but yeah, Howard letting us know that it's an absolute banger on top of the deck is fantastic. Oh, Dak gets more stats we play to the bridge next turn. Yeah, that's a good shout. Yeah, I should skip on Marvel. It's a good call. I think we'll be fine. We'll play Zabu into the bridge, but we would have been better off playing the deck in, yeah. Would have been significantly more sense. Because we would have been able, if I would have played the deck in last turn, we would have been able to go Zabu, or would have been able to go Zabu, Spectrum, and Shard in the center. Not to mention the deck would be 8 here instead of 6. If I assume we're going to a tiebreaker, the Spectrum here is 1122 plus 8 over here, so she's worth 30. Whereas if I play the Iron Man doubles this, which gives us 20. It doubles our 20, so that's worse overall. You got by a copy of armor here, but if they armor the center, we might just win the left with 18, which is another reason to Spectrum. Missing 1 card from their deck currently. Oh, losing the left. Armor gets us. Weird that they didn't surfer the spot where it was living. Maybe they were worried about armor from us. I guess with this line, they tied armor in the middle.
Victory.
Four shots to take their last couple of cubes here. Oh, we lost the coin flip on this. Sad.
Face the might of Asgard. Mjolnir.
Coulson, they can't play Genie. Yeah, but I can't play Spectrum. If I do that. Mobius right. If I goose Mobius right, I'm basically committing to. Wait, I think we're dead. I don't think I can win the center is the problem.
I am Iron Man.
Do I assume they don't play for here? And then I just like do this over here? And hope that 14's enough on the left? Yeah, I think so. We're definitely not winning the center. They likely have Thor's Hammer. There are only 2 cards left in their deck. I think the play to win line is we hope 16's enough on the right, and then we hope that 14 wins on the left.
Mjolnir, to me.
Sick. Let's up the claw for a different ongoing 2-drop so we can curve more consistently.
Victory.
No Iron Man bait and switch, yeah, basically. We're getting another 2-drop. Do we still want Miss Marvel? Yeah, Miss Marvel's the reason I need another 2-drop. No, I don't want a 3-drop, Chad. I want more cards that I can play early to spread out across the board. Something we've been struggling to do in these games is consistently have cards in every lane. Guardian Hip Blizzard? Doesn't look like it. Honestly, it could be Psylocke. Unironically. Unironically, Psylocke. Call. You taking the new Mantis for a spin yet? No, I don't expect new Mantis is playable. We'll get to maybe poking at the bad cards eventually, but there's been enough other good, reasonable cards in the short term that. I do not have Dan Hip Jeff. I skipped on that spotlight because I didn't really care for the art. I just have most of the Dan Hips because most Dan Hip arts are 700 gold variants. I'm 700 gold variant complete. Is Ravona over Psylocke better? To discount Iron Man exactly? That sounds terrible. Surely we never get diffed in the expansion, says Local Man. I really just don't want to play Omega right into the Soulstone path. Here comes the Infinite. Yeah, for us, chat. Infinite for us. We're gonna diff them. Acceptable. The shame I can't hide the Spectrum this turn. Need to Cosmo or Goose to the center, so that way our Iron Man can't get Goliath. Has to do it this turn, I guess. Doesn't do anything for me next turn. For people coming in and seriously trying to min-max our deck, the deck's requirement was building a deck with all Dan hip variants, so maybe try not to take it too seriously. Yeah, I believe. Surely +8 over here beats whatever they Elysium, yeah? Narrator, it did not. I think this is a 6 drop, if I recall correctly.
I am Iron Man.
Nope, it was a 5 drop. Get out of my house. Thank you, Expansion Supergiant. What a weird card to play under Supergiant. Psychological warfare. Maybe they forgot Supergiant was a thing. They might have forgotten that the Supergiant was gonna be a thing. Or maybe they didn't understand how it worked. Average best deck gamer. All right, gamers, let's take a 2-minute ad break. When we get back, we've got another viewer deck submission. It looks like we're going to be playing some Hazmat with Man-Thing. I know gamers are into that sort of thing. We'll see you for that in a couple of minutes. Don't go anywhere. I do enjoy getting to show off my Man-Thing. The Prime Zone, I'm thinking it is, you just have to dig for it. If you look at the subscription menu, there's like a drop down that lets you Prime sub. You can also use this link to get there in shorthand. It's a quick hit. Yeah, they're hiding it deeper and deeper, and then they're cutting what it pays in June. We'll see. We'll see how long it lasts in general. They've said they don't want to get rid of it, but bottom line stuff, I wouldn't be surprised if it's got a shelf life. We played something similar to this on stream yesterday, and it felt pretty reasonable. I wasn't doing hazmat stuff. Hey, thanks for digging for it, Erdl. Appreciate it. We weren't playing hazmat, and we were playing yellow jacket in the build we played yesterday. This is a 1200 gold Mockingbird variant. It's a comic book cover for shit like a mission into the Bermuda Triangle. It's a fantastic piece of art. Dame Judy Brunch, thank you for the 7 months. We do a data review of the best decks so far. All the best decks video up tomorrow morning on the YouTube channel. Your spoiler is that it's almost all Thanos in discard, though. This current format is the least diverse Marvel Snap format at the top end I think I've ever seen. It's very rare that the two most popular decks are also the two most winning decks. Least diverse so far. That's true. That's true. What deck would I play on the ladder? I'd play some type of Mockingbird or Moon Girl thing that I was enjoying. If your goal is to simply win, you should be playing Thanos Lockdown, though. Hey, thanks for the 31 months. Hi, Shane. Welcome back. I'm debating on whether or not I want to play Mary in a way that exposes her to Shang-Chi, or if I want to shove her over to the left. I have to play left next turn, so I kind of don't like committing this. I don't love having her exposed to Shang, but...
Clear for takeoff.
Is Thanos so good if you don't have Call Obsidian? Yeah. You gotta remember, the Thanos deck is 18 cards, so missing a singular card at any given point is, like, not that big of a deal. Argna, thank you for the 14 months. Alliance is a card that's harder to replace in Thanos. Card's real good, gamers. I don't enjoy trying to entertain how do I fix given problem. It's not my job to fix it. Especially when there's a lot of nuance in that question and something like Thanos. There's a lot, as always, there's a lot of swings they could take. Hopefully they take some amount of them. You're missing Cull and Mockingbird. Thanos probably starts to fall off a bit if you're missing Cull and Mockingbird. The deck was good before both of those, so maybe it's still fine, but it's definitely going to be a power level downtick than what other people are playing with those cards. Yeah, second hitter's usually pretty good when they take balance passes as things. I think the recent time stone adjustment was one of their bigger misses in terms of balance recently. That's unlucky. Is Yellow Jack into this deck to make rocks amiable? Yeah, I'd assume so. You elaborate on the time stone guy. I think there are a lot of situations where the recent time stone change is actually a meaningful buff to the card, making it better, not worse. So typically when second hitter makes balance passes, I think they tend to make good balance passes that are meaningful and impactful. I do not think the time stone change recently was one of those times. I think they missed hard. Yeah, you could also send over Mysterio codes with Yellow Jacket, which is funny. I need to do this right now before they can fill here, ideally. What changes transformed the meta from one of the most diverse to one of the most polarizing within a week? Things got optimized. One of the decks is arguably one of the better decks. Got more tools. We'll do this, and then we'll have Luke Cage, Mockingbird, Yellow Jacket on the last turn. And by that I mean Luke Cage, Typhoid Berry, Yellow Jacket is better. We're actually beating Infinite on Tiebreaker this game, yeah?
Victory.
But proactively filling the right side against our Sentry deck is smart.
Oh, snap.
Jeff Demon Lord, how did you know my nickname on Reddit? I should have put the hood here. They're already filling here. Wow, they peeled Black Cat off the top. What a lucker. Don't you want to make the void? I literally can't make a void. There's a Cosmo and a Goose. No chance they have She-Hulk, yeah? Jeff, you forgot Goose is invisible. Goose is often invisible, that's true. Oh, I forgot Magic was gonna get tricked by Man Thing. Happy to snap my Luke Cage into negative zone. Blubba thank you for the 7 months. Welcome back. I don't know if a particular creator was playing this deck list. One of our viewers sent it in as a viewer deck submission this morning. So now I actually want to fill here so that way I can play Sentry without getting a thing. Oh, the new UI does show destroyed cards. Yeah. Let's see which cards they're playing that we haven't seen yet. Typhoid Berry.
I'm about to juice this up.
That's scary. Into Mockingbird, into Luke Century. Hey, Boomflex, thank you for the 14 months. Welcome back. I think I need to play for all three, because despite getting a bunch back on the right, we could still lose. Oh, what a nuts draw from them. It's like actual best possible Aventus. Hello, toddler girl. Thank you for bringing me food. Hey, Haley. Oh, mommy said you gotta bring her the box back? Okay, good idea.
Daddy, can I just hang out with
You hang out with me? No, daddy's working right now. Go upstairs and hang out with friends.
you? No. I just want to hang out with you.
I'll see you after I'm done working, okay? I love you. Go play with mommy and friends. Thank you for bringing me lunch. Is this DoorDash? It's Room Dash. She's home from school today because there's friends upstairs for her to hang out with. Is that a funny way to tell your kids you're working while you're playing a game? They understand the difference in when I'm working versus actually just playing a game. Chat, I've made it abundantly clear to my children that in no way, shape, or form should they ever tolerate Twitch chat for free. This is very much a job. I think we do this, so then I can Typhoid Berry into a Nihilist, kill the Raptors. Yes, the Typhoid Berry is also going to let us donate the rocks. We're gonna clutter their board a lot here. People who say Twitch chatter children are not being fair to children. Yeah. Yeah, children at least typically mean well, and typically speaking, they don't say things with the intention of being mean-spirited. Sometimes they don't understand what they're saying and it comes off that way, but usually most kids try to be nice by default. Oh! Wow, what a beat. I think we were dead anyways, but the collapsed mind letting them pass and kill the rocks we're giving them is a brutal one. play a couple more with this. We still got a full set to do for the viewer exhibition. But my initial impression of this deck is doing cute yellow jacket hazmat things seems worse than just playing good cards, believe it or not. So that's gonna come as a shock to some of you at home, I'm sure. We played a build of this deck that wasn't playing hazmat stuff yesterday. We are not taking viewer exhibitions right now, no. We're full up.
Oh, snap. Opponent snapped.
I might do this to start. I want this ideally to not be exposed to Shang. Oh my gosh! They only killed her because of the Soul Stone. Brutal. Annie! Is there any chance they will add a friends list to Marvel Snap? So, we're supposed to be getting clans as a social feature at some point. And that could very likely reasonably include friends lists.
All systems go.
Fortunately, we are dead givers. Annie being in our bottom two is unfortunate. Debris turned 5 to clog left. I thank you, Omnipotent Twitch chatter, for suggesting we make the play that wins the game after the fact. You are a useful and contributing member of this community. How about an acquaintances list, friends as a stretch mood? have a mediocre hood. All right. Well, that's not great for the Hope team. Yo, hands back to the thing.
Victory.
I'm a dummy white Annihilus because their white queen copied my Annihilus. Yeah, I gotta say, the hardest part about dieting is acknowledging to myself after I finish eating my meal that I'm not really hungry anymore and I don't need to continue eating simply because I'm bored. There's snacks. They're right there. Honestly, I should probably take the snacks out of my office. I've been working on not eating between meals for the past 2 weeks. I've lost 8 pounds. That's a ton. 4 pounds a week is a lot. It looks like a imbalance patch has gone up. I'm gonna concede this so we can talk about it for a second.
Escaped.
I'm gonna be a little bit of a Debbie Downer after the last one. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't look like they learned, and I think this is another non-change. Maybe we'll do, maybe we'll do something with it. No, they didn't tell us in advance. They told us like 2 hours. They didn't give us a lot of lead time on this. I don't think I overstepped by saying this, but Second Dinner has told me that this Imbalance pass will not come at the cost of an OTA. In theory, there's still an OTA next week. So, we shouldn't be missing an OTA for this, which is good, because I think it probably doesn't do anything. For Avengers, fortifying a specific location with teammates gives +3 power. Meanwhile, you could deploy X-Men anywhere, and once you've deployed enough of them, locations with 3 Avengers have 3+ power. And then it says locations, when you have 4 X-Men in play, they all have +1 power. What is it? Oh, I have a full list here. Oh, I guess it's not just what's in the picture here. Maybe this is fine. It's nominal. It's a nominal bonus, but the list of cards here is a lot. Maybe this is meaningful. Oh, and it includes Cannonball for Thursday. So, how are we supposed to remember this? That's true. It's a long list. Let me restart the client and see if they're indicated visually on the card. For the Lovers event, it was indicated visually on the card. And again, the way it works, the Avengers, you have to have 3 of them in one location, and the X-Men just have to generically be on the board. So for this, you need 3 of them in one spot. For this, you need 4 of them in play in general. Bishop, Kitty, Forge, Beast are all X-Men, yeah? Yeah, there's a lot of them out deck here. Let me load the client back up here and see if there's filters. For the Power Couples event, you could filter for Power Couples. Let's see if we type Avenger or X-Men if it comes up. It works for the search, okay. It does say it. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's 35 Avengers. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 34 X-Men. Oh yeah, Cannonball will round it out to 35 in each. They totally will. It's gonna become a monthly thing now. Yeah, it looks like it. We're not missing an OTA for it this time around, though, which is great. All right. We may or may not get to X-Men and Avengers stuff today. I'm gonna do... We've got a few viewer decks still teed back up. Last time for the Power Couples event, literally every piece of content I posted on YouTube for the event just completely bombed in terms of metrics. So I don't know that we're gonna spend a lot of time with it. I guess it's a little bit more interesting this time with the deeper card pools. So maybe we'll try one, but we'll put some time in it tomorrow. But I'm thinking for the rest of today, I'm probably just gonna play the viewer decks I already have queued up. No, all cards are either an X-Men or an Avenger for the purpose of this event.
Snap. Opponent snapped.
Yeah, the fact that the X-Men can just be anywhere on the board is a big deal. I think they could take bigger swings on these events, just break the meta for a week. Completely agree. To be fair, I think this one's a step up from the last one, but I still don't think it's about to swing the metagame. Hey, IPP, thank you for the primer. Appreciate that. Welcome back. Does the Avenger lane get +9 if it has? No, the Avenger bonus, you have to have 3 Avengers in one path, and then that path gets +3, is my understanding. Uh-oh. Someone else just said they were having their games crash out, and we just had one crash out. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did they break the servers? Ruh-roh, Raggy. I mean, we did say we wanted these events to break the format for a week. Not like this. Another finger on the monkey paw curls. Did it say how long this event goes on for? It doesn't have an end date. I believe it's a week based on comments made. No, they said this month's thing. They didn't say it lasts for the entire month. I think that this month's imbalance pass implies that they're going to do one of these monthly, which I think is fine. With War Machine not on the list, I'd expect it to end before his release. Yeah, that's a good shout. Because Cannonball's on the list. No, Cannonball comes out Tuesday. So today's Thursday, so the event ending next Thursday would make sense. My game just crashed. No reconnect crash. Just crashed on turn 6. Alright, I don't normally tag second dinner people directly when I message. I just like post a message and wait for them to see it. I'm gonna tag someone about this. This seems like a... This one seems like a break glass in case of the emergency type scenario. The lesson here is that X-Men and the Avengers shouldn't be fighting. Truth. Cyclops is not in the no ability filter anymore. I wonder if this impacts how Patriot works. Oh, I bet it does, actually. That's a good shout. Annie? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? You know who's not okay, chat? You know who's decidedly not okay? The Marvel Snap servers are decidedly not okay. Do I have any X-Men in my thing? Oh, I guess I do have a Luke Cage in my hand. I'm an Avenger.
Oh, snap. Opponent snapped.
Someone just said it keeps crashing every time I play Mockingbird. Anybody noticing what is causing the crash for you? Is it Mockingbird or is it something else? Mine just worked playing Mockingbird. Oh no! Those are QA's favorite bugs, chat. The ones you can't reproduce on command. They're my favorite. Mine crashed turn 2 with no Mockingbird in my deck. Yikes! Front row, Raggy. Well, maybe we're, can someone clip that for me? Can someone clip that for me, please? So I can get a visual just to give them a reference of what's happening. Twitch died? My connection still says it's up. No? YouTube, do you still see me? According to my connection here, I never disconnected. FYI. FYI, nothing hiccuped on my end. I had no connection drops, no frame rate drop, no nothing. We'll see if the viewer count disappears for a second. Marvel snap bug so bad it's crashing. All right, I'm gonna try one more time, I guess, but we have, like, actually literally haven't been able to finish a game. Junkman, thank you for the brand new Prime. As a general reminder, if Twitch is ever having problems, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. Anytime we're live on Twitch, we're also live over there.
Opponent snapped.
Making games is hard, I agree. Oh! Is AWS having issues? That could explain both of them having problems. Anybody have an AWS status? Are there anything else on AWS? I assume Snap's on AWS. Don't see anything other status. Okay. Could it just be a coincidence? AWS is the Amazon servers that run most of the internet at this point. Because consolidating something like that under the banner of a single company is a phenomenal idea. That definitely cannot go wrong. Why does Vesperio discount Mockingbird? Because, they didn't start in your deck. They're copies. Cyclops and Wasp are still no ability cards for the purpose of Patriot. They just don't show up in that list anymore. Good to know. Okay, so we're technically tied here. We're 32 to 32. And then they're up 4, we're up 8. The most points I can put into play is this. For 12. We were so close! We were so close to finishing a whole game of Marvel Snap! And Brown ripped it away from us. All right, we gotta run some ads. I'm gonna tap some adverts. I'm gonna wait and see if I can get a response back from Second Dinner and see if this is gonna get fixed or if we need to call it an early day. Hang out here if you're waiting for a status update. I'll get it to you as soon as we know it. Catch you in 120 seconds, non-subs. Where's the join button to be a member on mobile on the YouTube side? I actually don't know the answer to that question, how to join on mobile. I will say Google Beats. I wouldn't be surprised if the mobile has an upcharge though, although maybe it doesn't because it's a Google service. Twitch subs have an upcharge on mobile. I actually don't know on the YouTube side. Thank you for the super chat. It's next to the sub button on the YouTube app. What's happening? If you are currently, okay, let's update. Let's get a command in the title. Oh, and there, our viewer count just cut to half. Because of the Twitch checkout. All right, our viewer count cut in half. All of my games are crashing. I'm signing off for the day. We'll do some viewer deck submissions with the ones that I still haven't finished when we sign back on tomorrow. I'm done. I was gonna stay and slog it on if we had a viewer count, but the fact that our Twitch viewer count is also torched now and I can't play the game means I'm just gonna call it. Peace, folks.